Welcome everyone. Thanks again for coming. A very good morning, first of all, to everyone, and hope you've had a good start so far to the day. My name is Arvin, and I'm in charge of marketing in OneCart, and I'll technically be your host today. So the theme, as you've surely seen when you're signing up, is SKU or die. The profit leaks you're too busy to notice. So business is all and good, but what does the SKU level information actually should we not be ignoring? So today our speaker is none other than Shaz. If you've attended our webinar regularly, you'll be definitely very familiar with her. She's been helping e-commerce sellers for years, helping with operational work, how to deal with inventory, listings, all that. And of course, very specifically today, to the SKU level as well, why rather would the caring about the SKU information be something that's important to operation? So without further ado, I pass it over to you, Shaz.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Arvin, for the introduction. Thank you, everyone, again for attending today's webinar. It's nice to see a very good turnout today. I do see a few new faces, new names. It's nice for you guys to join me. So if those of you who are already part of OneCart, today could be a bit of a refresher and just for you to understand again how OneCart is able to help you. And then if you, again, every webinar, I will try to make it sweet and short. I aim to finish in 30 minutes. But of course, if you happen to want to know more about a certain feature that I talk about as I go along through the webinar, do reach out to me at the end of the webinar, or you can reach out to your to anyone that you're speaking to in OneCart, and then we could schedule a catch up or good as a refresher training as well. No issues at all. Okay, so let's start. So again, today we'll talk about SKU or die. It sounds very dramatic, but it is actually very important because these profit leaks are things that you are busy to notice, okay? Okay, so again, to cut it very short and brief, we'll be going through a few agendas today. So welcome introductions are done. So we'll be talking about what causes SKU chaos and the real life example of profit leaks and 4 steps to fix and streamline your catalog or more so your inventory with OneCart. At the end of the day, at the end of the session, I'll try to keep 5 minutes or so to address any of your questions, and then we could all share it together in the webinar. So again, this is the reason for the SKU chaos is because of the hidden cost of the messy SKUs. So the messy SKUs, basically, we're talking about these misaligned listings. Of course, misaligned listings, and then you will definitely have these lost sales, right? So misaligned listings meaning your listings are not properly controlled, like properly arranged according to your platforms. Again, a lot of our users are actually managing a lot of shops across a lot of platforms. So they could have like one brand for one platform and then another brand in the same platform. So there could be a lot of accounts and then you are managing it very it's very broad. So it could be easily misaligned. So second point would be about stockouts and overselling. Of course, when that happens, it will lead to negative ratings, and it is something that all of us would try to avoid. The good news is OneCart is able to manage this very easily for you as long as you got the first step right. So I'll go along as we go along. I'll show you how this works in OneCart. So manual patchwork. Again, this is wasted team time. It's very time consuming to do it manually, right? So that is why OneCart is here to help you. And then errors accumulate silently across platforms. So this is something that people tend to overlook because what everybody is trying to do is churn out new listings and then to ensure that your ratings for your listings are good, but you do not realize these errors that is slowly accumulating silently across your platforms. So who should care for this session? So any of you, let me see. Most of you who are in this webinar are definitely managing more than 50 SKUs across. But most importantly is the SKUs. Definitely, I'm sure a lot of you already. All of you are already managing more than 50 SKUs. But the next question would be, how many platforms are you integrating in OneCart? So for example, for sellers who are selling in Shopee and Lazada only, OneCart is able to help you as you manage your inventory across other platforms like TikTok, Shopify, WooCommerce. And if you do not know it already, OneCart is able to integrate with Temu, TikTok, no, Temu, NTUC, and Amazon. So this is something that you want to consider to expand and have more sales coming for your account. So now, what are profit leaks? So profit leaks are basically these silent, like we're talking about these silent killers, hidden losses in revenue caused by inefficiency in your listings, stock, and catalog processes. So a lot of times these issues go unnoticed, and then over time, it will drain your margin. So this is something that I would want to highlight it and reiterate during this webinar today, and how OneCart is able to help you. That will be at the end of the before we have a Q&A. I'll show you how I'll do a walkthrough on how OneCart is able to assist you. But what we like to highlight is these profit leaks. So common causes of profit leaks, like we spoke before, this overselling or stock outs. Like we say, we want to maintain the listings, how well the listings is doing, and of course, we want to lead penalties, customer dissatisfaction, and then of course, lost sales opportunities. So most importantly is this duplicate or mismatched SKUs. More often than not, because of Lazada, you will rarely have mismatched SKUs because they don't allow you to repeat your SKUs. And then that is already solved in Lazada. However, sometimes when you are managing more than 1,000 SKUs, you will tend to have a duplicate of SKUs. And this is where OneCart is able to clean up for you, because it will lead to inventory tracking issues and of course inaccurate reporting and forecasting. So catalog discrepancy, or moving on to the third point, we're talking more on your seller center itself. Most of the catalog discrepancy is because of product rejection, how you actually list your product in the platforms. It could be Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, regardless. Sometimes they have different requirements, and it's bound to have a level of rejection. So this could cause the discrepancy in your catalogs. Also, when that happens, it will affect, and then there'll be lower visibility and this coverability. So that's why it's very important for you to choose the correct category for your product. So the next one will be slow publishing or manual errors. You will miss sale windows, and then your listing stuck in draft or field validation. The good news is OneCart offers all these features that is able to basically bootstrap you and then get you go live in your platforms. Most often than not, this is the very, 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 very important point that I would like to reiterate. This return and cancellations not sync. So a lot of issues, I think, just as of late, a good week or two, just this past 2 weeks, a lot of this inventory discrepancy is led because of cancellations. And it is because platforms like Shopee, they might put back your cancelled stock. And then you would see that you might have an overselling, or you might see some negative quantities on cart, but actually you might have that stock in hand, but the quantity is not selling correctly. So again, this is something I'll explain afterwards. And then because of this return and cancellation not sync, we had system-based mismatch, and then you oversell. There was an overselling, of a risk of overselling. Again, like I mentioned, these cancellations, to manage it across all platforms with different brands is something which is very tedious. This is something I will show you afterwards as well in OneCart on cancellations, cross posting, and also your managing of your misaligned listings. Okay. So now problem one, duplicate SKUs. So duplicate SKU basically causes inventory, confuses inventory sync. So you will tend to split the orders across listings, stock levels become unreliable. The fix is, what OneCart can do is to merge, and you can deduplicate using OneCart listing tool. This one I will show you afterwards as well. Problem number two is you have mismatched variants. Mismatched variants basically tells you that maybe you have t-shirt, maybe a tiger t-shirt, red color. So it will be TR t-shirt, red, tiger red t-shirt, for an example. And then you might have mismatched it with another tiger t-shirt, but it's blue. So this is something that you're able to see very nicely in OneCart. And then for you to also understand your SKUs better. So again, when you mismatch variance, manual pricing or stock edits will be an issue. But the fix is OneCart has this feature called SKU coverage. You can align the base listings to your variants. Problem number 3 will be publishing errors. Like I said earlier on, it's mostly on the seller center side when you do the when you create your listings and then you publish your listings. So when you have incomplete listing, it will fail to publish, right? And then different platform have different rules, inconsistent appearance. You can use OneCart cross-posting tool to just quickly, like I said, bootstrap it to go online, just to ensure that all your listings are on that platform. Or you can ensure that those SKUs are alive on that platform, and then it's very easy. I'll show you later afterwards. It's very the UI UX is very well created in OneCart, so it's easy for you. You don't get very mixed up. But again, it's just to bootstrap it to go live. So problem number 4 would be missing listings. Then you will realize that some of your SKUs actually never go live. Like you know that you have the SKUs, but you don't actually selling when you actually missed out on selling it on certain platform. And then that's why you have missing listings, right? And then you will go live without stock info. Because sometimes when you might have created those listing, go live, and then sometimes, more often than not, Shopify, you can actually create your listings and then you can actually have no SKU variant. And this will be an issue because you're selling it in Shopify. Shopify is fine, you're selling it, but you are not managing it correctly in OneCart. Like your inventory, you're not managing it correctly. So there's a fix for it, is to detect and fix inventory with OneCart's smart sync tool. Is called import listings. Again, I'll show it to you afterwards. So now the cause of delay will lead to the loss of revenue, penalties for marketplaces, again, manual work, higher overhead. At the end of the day, the issues, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot on the issues that you tend to face when there's a profit leak, and then this cause of delay, manual patchwork, etc. So now again, how OneCart helps? Using OneCart features, definitely. So OneCart has this centralized dashboard for all your listings, not just listings, your inventory, and also your orders. So when we won't be talking about orders today, there'll be too much. So today we'll just focus on listings and your inventories. And then we have this smart tool I mentioned earlier. It's about for matching and syncing your inventory. And then again, like I showed you, I think a lot of you already, I think half of the people here are already has an account with OneCart. You will understand that how fast the inventory syncing is. It is instantaneous, unless for certain platforms like Amazon and NTUC will take a little while longer. While is not very long lah. Maybe instantaneous is like it's not by the nanosecond, but maybe by every second it's already updated. But perhaps like Amazon and NTUC will probably take another 5-10 minutes. And then automated publishing and deduplication. So this one, like I mentioned to you, we have this thing called cross posting. Just like 3 clicks, you are able to get your listings go live in another platform. So now I will show you how OneCart works. So again, just to revise what we were talking about, and we were talking about inventory syncing. So again, we're talking about SKU coverage, right? Because we're talking about misaligned listings, and then we don't want to missing listings. Like, some SKUs actually never go live because you actually did not create any of these listings for certain platform. So we have this feature called SKU coverage. If you go to OneCart's dashboard, what you see here is these 6 place cards. Again, these place cards basically tells you what it needs your immediate attention. The first row will usually talk about the orders, and the second row will be talking about the inventory and the listings. So untracked SKUs, again, it just tells you that the SKUs are in OneCart, but OneCart is not tracking it. Pending imports are basically your listings. Okay, so on the left-hand side of the homepage, you will see the menu bar. Under the menu bar, you go under health check. You will see all these options that you have, but today we'll be talking solely on SKU coverage, and I will show it briefly to you afterwards on this low stock to ensure that you avoid stockouts and overselling. Okay, so SKU coverage. Let me just open this up for you. So again, SKU coverage, what it tells you is to see all your listings across our platform. I am I'm very sure 100% this is very useful. We actually have two or three of these accounts before they joined OneCart. They have actually created their own Excel sheet manually to manage all this. And then when they found out that OneCart has this, it saved them a lot of time. It gives them a very good overview of where their SKUs are, what listings are where, and then what are the next steps that they want to do for the certain SKU. So for an example here, when they talk about item coverage, right now what you will need to do is to select the shops or the platforms that you have. So for example, if you have Amazon brand A and then Amazon brand B, Amazon brand C, you are able to choose and select. Maybe you just want to see across brand A for all those platforms. So for example, like this one, I have Amazon, Lazada, Shopify, and TikTok, and we will just be talking about this one card demo shop, right? So this is very useful when you have a lot of brands across platforms. So you click on general report. Essentially what it will show you is where are your SKUs are, and where are your listings as well across this platform. As we wait for it to load, I would just like to bring your attention to this. We have OneCart help desk that is able to, basically it's a lot of this, we call this knowledge-based tutorials or knowledge-based articles where you are able to see, for example, you go like, oh, I hear Shaz talking about this, but what was she actually talking about? I don't really remember the details. What I will always recommend is for you to just go to this OneCart help desk, search for the article, and it is able to guide you step by step. So say for example, like right now we're talking about SKU coverage. So whenever you see the application error, don't worry. It basically tells you that one card is just timing. It's just a timeout because it's taking too long. Refresh it and then let it run again in the background. So SKU coverage in one card basically tells you, like, you essentially when you click on that, this is what you will see. Okay, you will see the SKUs that you have in one card, and then these are the shops that you have across the platforms. No, these are the shop that you have connected in one card, right? So what we would like to see, what I would like to bring your attention to is here. So for example, you see all this number one. People tend to get confused by the number because they'll think that, oh, the quantity is one, but the number here indicates the number of listing that has the SKU, and this is the SKU. The quantity will be under quantity on hand column. Okay, so when you click on CSV, it will download to a CSV file. So basically, you don't have to use OneCart to check on the listing and to look at it. You're able to just use the CSV file to understand it better. So what you would want to do is when you look at this table, you would like to see all these red highlighted columns. I know these red highlighted ones. So these red highlighted ones basically just tells you that there could be two things. One thing is one card is not managing the listing. So the listing is might be live somewhere in your platform. So it might be in Lazada, but you are not syncing it into one card. Or two, it is really not in the platform. So what you want to do is to get it go live. So for example, right now you already have the listing in Shopee, and right now you want it to go live in your Lazada, and you have it in Shopee, now you want it to go live in TikTok. So that is what usually a lot of the users in OneCart, what they will do is to go SKU coverage to understand their SKUs and then to make them go live using the cross post function. Yeah, seems like it is taking a while. Give me a second. While we let it load, I will just speak to you again about this one. So again, if you see here, the knowledge base is useful when you need some revision or just to, a recap of what you know about it, but you want to understand more about it, you can just go to this knowledge base for you to understand better. So what I want to show you is, actually I want to show you how to cross post this. Give me a moment. Sorry. Again, we are using this demo account. So a lot of these are dummy accounts. It was working earlier. So I just bear with me. Mm, Okay, there you go. So this is the SKU coverage that we were talking about. And this is what I was saying, right? So like what I mentioned earlier, if you remember what I said, so if you see it, you will understand. So Lazada, under staging Lazada, there's one listing with the SKU, that with this SKU, and what you want to do is perhaps have this staging Lazada to appear, this listing to be cross-post to maybe another, it could be also just another Lazada platform is fine as well. So like I promised you, it'll be 3 clicks, right? So the 3 clicks will be clicking on this. Clicking on this one, you will see what is the listing title and what is the platform name. Again, if you have various shop in that platform, it will show here. And what we want to do is to cross post it. So for example, if I would like to cross post this, I will click on the listing title, go under cross post to another platform. Here, you're able to cross post to any of these platform or shops that you have connected to. So it could be, like I said, maybe you want to cross post to Lazada. You might want to cross post to Shopee. You might want to cross post to Shopify. You might also want to cross post to TikTok. So this is just second click, right? So you second click. So if let's say 3 clicks for only one platform lah, but if you want to have more share, it'll be more than 3 clicks. So again, if you take a look here, I just want to bring your attention to this one. Look at this Lazada page. Okay, so this is when you want to cross post to Lazada, cross post to Shopee, cross post to Shopify, and cross post to TikTok. So just like this, you can quickly see that the requirements needed is very minimal. So you see here, they just need category, listing title, dimension, category, listing title, that description, and then this is Shopee requirement. And then this is, again, if you were to do this in your seller centers, you know, there's more, especially Lazada, there's more things that you have to fill up. And it is important to fill it up for Lazada to hit that certain what do you call that, ratings for your listing, right? But again, OneCart's objective is to just quickly bootstrap this and then let it go live. So once it go live, whatever cosmetics you want to do to your listings, you can do it afterwards. But you just want it to go live to make sure that this listing is just there. You can save it for another day to do your cosmetic works on your listings. So when you're at this page, you have to ensure that all these are filled up correctly, right? All has to be filled up, okay? Cannot be, nothing here must be blank, because already this is the minimal requirement that OneCart is trying to bootstrap it. And then you can create listing on Shopify. Okay, and then you can click on all this. So this one will just quickly shows you how you can cross post to different platforms. Again, I'm not doing it because later, some of these dummy accounts. But you can try it, do it. I can assure you it'll work. A lot of our users are using this SKU coverage cross post function to cross post an existing listing. Okay. So again, this gives you a nice overview to ensure that all SKUs are across all platforms. And if you happen to have like multiple listings of the same SKU in a platform, it should show in OneCart as well. So right now we'll talk about to avoid overstocking, overselling, right? So we have this thing called low stock and simple stock planner. Again, always remember OneCart is your ground truth of your inventory. So all your products has to be in OneCart, and it has to be the main inventory. It cannot be like you're gonna sell 10 in Shopee, 20 in Lazada, and then another 5 in Amazon. OneCart doesn't work that way. It has to be all 25. Is it 25? It has to be all 25 in OneCart. And then OneCart will deduct accordingly. Okay. So right now, list of variant with low stock. Basically, if you have this, we have this thing called reserve quantity. So you are able to adjust this under view inventory when you view edit single SKUs. You are able to see this reserve quantity. Reserve quantity basically tells you the moment that the quantity reaches, for example, right now, if it reaches 0, you will receive an email saying that, hey, this SKU is running low. You might want to do a restock, or you want to delist it. Yeah. So for example, it could be different SKU, different reserve quantity. You are able to upload this according to what you think works for the SKU, because we know we have the fast selling SKU, the low moving SKU, and you might want to even bundle them up and then sell them together. And that will be another one that OneCart has. We have this function called bundles. So if you take a look here, so low stock it helps you to avoid any overselling, OneCart will highlight it to you. As long, again, I will always recommend you to upload your reserve quantity so OneCart is able to ping you. For example, it's running low before it oversells. Okay. Again, if you go back to our dashboard, you're able to see it as well. You're able to see this thing. There's untracked SKUs. There's also another thing saying low stock. So this is, for example, if I cleared this place card, that other place card, the low stock one will appear here. Okay. Another one, the next one I will move on to would be I was telling you about overselling, right? So for an example, cancellations in of a product. Let me show you. In one card, we will track it anyway. Should you oversell something, it will also appear here. Let me just start with this SKU. So for this SKU, say for an example, okay, this SKU is being sold across 8 listings. So price updates, again, is a quick way for you to just understand that we have 8 listings connected for the SKU. And then, for example, I was saying Shopee, Shopee tend to do this. When there's a cancellation, they will put back for you. So do monitor this very closely. More often than not, it doesn't cause any discrepancy. It just tells you that in Shopee you are still able to sell, but in one card will still put 0. It will still be listed out as out of stock. However, in Shopee will still be able to sell. But because, for an example, right, we have this thing called tracking history. It leaves you an audit trail of what's going on with your SKU, which I think is the best way for you to understand what is going on. So for an example, let's say my colleague Matthew were to change the quantity, it will show here. And you're able to see if OneCart was able to change this quantity 25 to the rest of the platforms. So let's say you see this 25 and you see there's all here is no issues. So the quantity is right now from 20. You're able to see here. So the quantity from another number has now changed to 25. So again, from this tracking history, you will see from 20, it has changed to 25. Okay, so for example, someone purchased it and then one card right now is 0. You will see that one card changed quantity to 0, right? You will see that Shopee or whichever platform that you sold out will change the quantity to 0. So what will happen is 0, one card will still sell it, will still push it at 0 regardless. However, like I said, maybe there was a cancellation happen in Shopee and Shopee is holding on to another 25 of the item. So if I were to just quickly write it out for you. Sorry, I might be running a bit, but okay, I just want to explain this to you, okay? So for example, like Shopee, so like say if right now you have 1 cup quantity, right? 1 cup quantity you have maybe 20, say, and then 1 cup will also show you, for example, you have let's say we just go like Amazon sold another 20, right? So Amazon, no, let's say Amazon sold, okay, for example, Amazon sold 5. This quantity 5 will be pushed. 1 cup will push 15 to all platforms. Okay, it's important for you to know to understand this logic because again it happens a lot these past 2 weeks. So 15 to all platforms. So right now 1 cup quantity will be 15. No, sorry, will be 5. Sorry, I'm saying that Amazon sold 15. So you got 5 to all platforms. Sold 15, okay? So you got 5 to all platforms. So now one cup quantity 5, right? Say for example, Shopee sold 5 also. So when Shopee sold 5, 0, it will be to all platforms, right? And then 1 cup quantity will be 0. However, like I said, right now, Shopee, maybe the order number is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this order number happened to be a cancellation. You can check in the Shopee, they have this page where you're able to know when at which status of the order when there could be a cancellation where they will put back. Okay, so for example, there's cancellation and then Shopee put back 5. You see, when Shopee put back 5, right, OneCart is still 0 because Shopee only puts back in Shopee. The API doesn't work where any quantity change that happens in platform will be put back in OneCart. So even if let's say you have one colleague who go and do the quantity update in your platform, OneCart will not reflect that. Okay, so for example, Shopee put back 5, and then there was another order that comes in, and then the order number is 5678, and then it's actually sold. They sold, because right now Shopee can sell 5, right? Maybe they only sold 2. So rightfully in Shopee, the quantity should be left with 3, right? However, in OneCart will detect that Shopee sold 2. OneCart will still see it because any order deduction will flow into OneCart. So Shopee will seal 2, and then you know what? OneCart's quantity will change. OneCart quantity will change to -2. So more often than not, when you see this negative, you will think there might be an overselling. It more often than not, this overselling is caused by cancellation. So again, if you're not sure, share with me. I'll be able to investigate and debug this issue for you. But just high level, just to tell you that do not worry. Do not panic whenever you say -2. Just need to check. More often than not, it would be this Shopee cancellation. So when you see -2, when one card quantity is -2, one card will push 0 to all platforms. Okay, so if OneCart detects this, right, this quantity 3 from Shopee, right, will change to quantity 0. Because OneCart will, no matter regardless, the negative, right, OneCart will keep pushing 2 across platform. So in this way, you are able, it gives you an opportunity to check. You can check whether there is extra stock of 2. At least you know you won't oversell it because OneCart pushes 0 again. Okay. So this is just, sorry, I spent a lot of time explaining on the Shopee cancellation issue because it is really important. Yeah. So if I were to go back here again, cancellation is the issue of this profit leak as well, and then you do not notice it. Now I will bring you to this cancellation. Under cancellation, we have this under, sorry, business analytics under cancellations. So like I said, if you have any platforms, any shops across platforms, whichever, use this cancellation feature, and then you are able to just have all your cancellation in one page. It could also be filtered by dates. So if, for example, I just want to check my cancellation from 13 to 15. Okay, this is a dummy account, there's no cancellations, but I just want to bring your attention to this, okay? You have this filter 13 to 15 of me, and then you are able to see the list of cancel orders right here on 13 or 15 of me. And then you can see all these things that's happening, and then you're able to see the order number, and you're also able to see what is the SKU inside and what's the quantity, even the breakdown of the cost price. Okay, another way to see this is you can go under manage orders. Okay, manage orders again tells you that OneCart is just pulling all orders across platform, and it will all be on this page. So it could be from Amazon, it could be from TikTok. If you want to search for an order, just use this feature. There's a filter here. It could be as simple as maybe you just want to look for Shopee and you want to see how many cancelled orders as well, or maybe you want to see how many pack completed. You are able to filter this according to the status as well. All right. So this will help you to monitor your cancellations. So this is something that wait, let me just go back to the cancellation. Just something I want to share with you for you to be excited about it. So am I. I'm actually excited for this as well. The good thing is the tech team is really working on it. It's in our pipeline already. It's just a matter of when it will go live. Is when you see all this cancellation, right? I mean, it's actually tedious if I were to be honest, because when you click on the number, let's say we see this SKU and then you see the quantity is 8, means you know there was a cancellation of 8. And then you might want to put back the 8, and then you got to go SKU. This is the current step where you need to go to SKU, and then you go to the quantity, and then you change to 208 because cancellation of 8. So you want to put back the 8. So this is like extra one step. And then let's say if there's list of hundreds, you got to do it 100 times, right? So what we are very excited and looking forward to is that the tech team is planning to have a button here where we can just click on putting back. So you have the option whether or not you want to put back that stock, or to you it is, a cancellation, but that the item will just never be returned to you and you will not be able to sell it. But if you have the option to add, to put it back, or to just, just leave it as cancelled. Yeah. So let me see what else. Yeah, so we talked about low stock already, and then we talked about the SKU coverage on the listings, and then we're talking about your catalog basically. So again, catalog basically means listings in one cart. When you click on manage listings, it just tells you all the listings you have in one cart that is connected. If you were to click on import listings under view imports, it shows you all the imports across platform, and you are supposed to see it. Okay, if you don't see your listings here, please highlight it to me, flag it to me. I will help you and see what could the issue be. Rightfully, it could be active or inactive. So you have to make sure the active status is all, and you can see whether the SKU is matched or not. Match or not basically tells you whether it's synced to one card or it is not synced. Okay. Yeah, and then when you click on this, you're able to see, you see even like inactive listing, even if the listing is, as long as you did not delete the listing in your platform, all the listings should show in one card. So it gives you a better understanding, and you will know like, okay, maybe this is inactive. Maybe in a week's time, I want to make it active. You're also able to do it. And then you can just refresh it. As long as you make it active in platform, OneCart is able to refresh the data in one card. Even for example, you want to delist it, you can click on this, and then OneCart is able to release the listing for you. Or let's say if a listing and then you don't want it anymore, you want to delist it, you can do it in OneCart as well. Okay, something for you to explore, for you to consider to do this. But most importantly, like I said, the takeaway from today should be the SKU coverage, and see how you're able to implement that in your workflow. And do use it as well, yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, 10:37. Sorry, everyone. So let me see. Do we have any questions?
So if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the Q&A section or the chat box. Both is fine. And Shaz will definitely get back to you. Let's just give a few seconds to see if there are any questions. There is one, Shaz. Asks, how does OneCart help manage the same SKU sold under different listings? So like bundles or variants?
Okay, no, let me go back to OneCart. So again, the question is how OneCart manage
The
a SKU with
same,
multiple listings, is it?
yeah, correct. So bundles or variants, yeah.
Okay, so like I shared with you earlier, there was this one SKU that has 8 listings across platforms. So even for example, oh dear. Guys, I assure you it's not OneCart, it's my my Wi-Fi, okay? It's slow. Okay. So for example, we have this thing called bundles. Okay, so I just want to show you, for example, how does this bundle works and the listings. Okay, so for example, you see this under bundle test, and then you will see that this is a bundle and you are not able to edit the quantity. It is being calculated, auto-calculated in OneCart. And then you are able to see that this is part of the bundle, because you see this key is present in bundles. You're able to see that. And then for example, if I were to just change this quantity to maybe 100, and then when I refresh it, you see the quantity, the bundle quantity actually changed to 33. But if you take a look here right now, the listing is not the SKU is not connected to any listing. So it will not push. It will still be tracked manually in OneCart like this. It's not pushing it. But however, like this one, I changed quantity to 100, right? You will see that I changed the quantity and it's being pushed to all these platforms. So you're able to see this in the platforms. If you go back and you're able to see it. Of course, if you were to see in the seller center, in the storefront, you're not able to see because the quantity is 100. So yeah, so OneCart is able to manage this way. Again, it's just in our SKU level. You're able to see all your variants, your listings, and as long as I always say to manage your SKU correctly, get your housekeeping done nicely, and then it's easier for you to manage your SKUs and your inventory.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Shaz. I think that perfectly answers the question. There's one more question I can see here. Can I freeze sales of a specific SKU on one platform without affecting the others?
Or freeze the sales means not selling in maybe like now they have 5 platforms, so they're not selling in one platform, is it?
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
So if you want to freeze the sales, you need to put zero. So meaning, for example, you have it in Amazon, TikTok, etc., and you want to stop selling in Amazon, and then you want to freeze the sales there. So what you will need to do in OneCart is you need to first um disconnect. You want to unsync it. You don't want it to be synced anymore. So for example, if right now you will see here, using this as an example again, you had this in across all platform, and then right now you will say, I want to freeze sales in Q10 because Q10 is not doing well. Q10 is probably going to shut down. I want to stop selling in Q10. What you can do is you just have to delete this. Basically, just don't sync it. Just let it be floating around in OneCart under view imports. Don't match it, and then you delete this. So again, when you delete this, it simply tells you that you are deleting the connection from Q10 listing to OneCart, and you are not doing anything about it. So then now, after you have deleted it, go back to Q10 and put the quantity as 0. So right now, you are not selling, you are freezing the sales in Q10. However, you are still selling it on the other 7 platforms. Yep, hope that helps.
I think that definitely answers the question as well. Thanks, Shaz. If there are no more questions, I think, I guess I'm checking again. Yep, I think that is all. So that should be all for today, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. We just wanted to say, like, if you are an existing customer, and we know we've see some regular names here, as Shaz mentioned, so always feel free to reach
Yeah.
out to us, for help and support in whatever way you need. And if you're interested in getting a free trial to OneCart, feel free to get to our website, getOneCart.com, or reach out to us personally, and we'd be happy to show you more and really show you whether OneCart is right for you. So no commitments or anything, but really to assess you on as an individual, basically, we can say. So yeah, feel free to scan the QR code as Shaz is sharing it, and feel free to book a meeting with our colleague Matthew. So that's all for today. Thanks, guys, and we look forward to sharing more webinar topics in the series to come. In the next week as well, we'll have another one. So we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Ready to take your e-commerce business to the next level? With OneCart, you get effortless inventory syncing, streamlined listing management, and seamless multi-platform integration. Don't just take our word for it. Hear from our happy customers. Experience the OneCart difference and start your free trial today. Simplify your workflow, grow your business. OneCart, your all-in-one e-commerce solution.